Everyone's reading the Detroit Native Sun, even our competitors. We've got the best writers, best coverage, and best ad rates to draw new clients to your business. Advertise with us for as little as $35. All ads include a free design and will be featured in both our print version newspaper and online. Call today for a free price quote and take advantage of our specials. When you purchase any full or half page for 2 months, we'll give you the third month free. That's right, you can reach another potential 50,000 to 100,000 clients for free. After all, three's the charm in advertising. Call today at 313-457-5944 or email us at DetroitNativeSunNews@gmail.com or visit our website at www.DetroitNativeSunOnline.com. We're waiting for your call. 313-457-5944.
Good morning, and welcome to the show. We appreciate you attending in as our lovely audience. So today, before we get started, I have a couple of announcements. For those who would like to attend the Michigan Workforce Development Institute gala this year, it will be held at the One Campus Market. And what this event is all about is they honor graduates who have completed their apprenticeship program. They have apprenticeship in carpentry, railroad, electrician, journeyman, just a host of journeyman programs, which is perfectly on time for what's going on right now with all the layoffs and different changes that's going on in our economy. This is a free training program that's offered. And so again, if you would like to attend the gala to help and celebrate the graduates, this event will be May 9th, and it will be held at the One Campus Market. You can find out more information on the Michigan Workforce Development Institute website. Also, I would like to make another announcement in reference to our Myrtle Beach annual trip. This is our 5th year with Motown Women Veterans hosting our trip to Myrtle Beach, which is a one-of-a-kind experience. When you go there, it's so many unique things to do. So you still have time to reserve your room. You can call 843-366-5602 to reserve your room, and we're staying at the Monterey Bay Suites. And all these suites come with a full-size kitchen, and there's a nearby grocery store, everything that you would need to make sure that you have a comfortable trip. So again, if you need to find out more information about the two announcements that I made, please don't hesitate to go to our website, motownwva.org. So, but moving right along, we have a wonderful, and I do mean wonderful guest, Miss Laverne Santangelo.
You got
I
it.
get her
Santangelo.
I get her name so messed up. I don't blame it on my heart, but it's just
That's right.
an unusual name,
Yeah.
and sometimes we do have a little bit hard time pronunciating it. But anyway, so Laverne and I have been very, very good friends for Laverne about 4 or 5 years now.
You know what? I'm going to say 6, because that was the first year of you were nominated for I Am the Storm.
Exactly,
That honors women
exactly.
veterans, local women veterans, and that's been about this. We're having our 6th year, our 6th celebration. So
Wow.
about that time, you were one of our first nominees.
Well, thank
Yep,
you.
yep. In the first couple of years.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my
Right
God.
after the pandemic. Yeah.
Time has just really, really flown by.
Yeah.
And so, mainly, what I love about Miss Laverne here is that she's not only a wonderful, and I do mean wonderful yoga instructor, but she's also written books, and she is just one of those phenomenal women veterans that you can just look up to and really just want to file suit for what she's done in the female veteran community.
Thank you.
So, Laverne, with your military experience that you've gotten, how does that help you with your work today as a therapist?
Oh my gosh. That's a really, really good question. And I'm sure it's not, it's a unique blend of that, because a lot of times when people think of leadership, right, with the military, a lot of times they just see us like crawling through the mud, jumping over fences. They just see us wearing combat boots. They don't see all the other stuff that we learn in the military, right, such as how to do presentations, critical thinking, how to do planning, all those types of things. We learn that in the military. So we're not just crawling around in the mud, right? And we're learning how to be leaders. And so a lot of those skills that I just talked about, like planning, doing presentations, decision making, I've used all those skills and, in a lot of ways pulled it over into me becoming running my therapy practice. How I got into therapy was just because of some of the mental health challenges I experienced during my time in the service.
Oh, exactly. And we have all have our different levels of trauma, PTSD, MST, depression, and just the whole culture change in itself is was a mind-blowing experience, not only for me, but I'm sure for a lot of other women. But how long were you in the military?
I served in the Michigan National Guard for 23 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I went in through ROTC at while I was in college, Northern Michigan University, and that was not the plan. That I never had any thoughts of joining the military. So I I joined, and 23 years I served.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that right there is an honor in itself, because you got so many women veterans like myself who went in for those 5-6 years, did that contract, and couldn't wait to get up out of there. So, but to be able to extend that length of time is just wonderful.
Yeah.
And so, with you being a therapist for yoga, are there different types of levels of yoga that you instruct? And so, oh yeah. So I'll tell you, there's several. I'm certified in a few different yogas, styles of yoga. I'm certified in Yin yoga, grief yoga, 26-2, which is the hot yoga. That's really where I started out with. And for some reason in life, I always seem to pick the really, really hard things that challenge me. And then also trauma informed yoga. And so all those different types of yoga I utilize in my therapy practice, and grief yoga is my favorite to teach, because it really focuses on healing and moving forward, and it's a type of yoga that I highly like to use in helping veterans recover through grief and loss, and also processing all the feelings and emotions that come with PTSD. And one of the things to kind of remember in terms of when you're processing grief, because that's one of the specialties in my private practice. All trauma has grief, but not all grief has trauma. Okay. And if you are a veteran, or a soldier that's serving now, and you're experiencing PTSD, then you're for sure experiencing grief, depression, anxiety. All of that is part of is part of PTSD. So, yeah. Well, who would ever thought that yoga would be a form of helping you to cope with these issues? So, what's about maybe 3-4 years ago that you came and you hosted a yoga class for women veterans, which was really, really, really nice. We had a great time. And if you've seen the Motown Women Veterans commercial, when you see us standing in that yoga position, that's Laverne, who came out to show all our women veterans basic yoga styles. And so what would you call that type of yoga? Was that just classic yoga? Or just
Well, that's your
everyday?
begin,
Yeah.
your yin restorative type of yoga, right? Where you are holding the postures a little bit longer, and you're just kind of really, really focusing on your breath and allowing your body to open up. One of the things I want, and that's what with grief yoga, it is that combination of yoga, breath, movement, and sound. And you do not have to you don't need any experience to do yoga, period, at all. Anybody can do yoga. And a lot of times yoga is so much more. People focus on, the postures, but it really is so much more than that. But for today, let me just tell you the postures, what it is with grief yoga, and PTSD and any type of trauma and grief. We carry that all in our bodies.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And, that's something that we're really starting to find. It's not just up here in the mind. It's not just up here in the heart. If you're feeling the heaviness, that tightness, what's from the loss of someone or from depression, anxiety, it's come to a yoga class to process, really, really process those feelings of sadness, frustrations. A lot of times we don't even realize that we're not breathing. We're holding our breath and all those things and walking around really, really tight. Our shoulders are tight. Our body is tight. We're carrying those emotions, carrying them in our muscles. What does that do? That just kind of starts to build up the cortisol and all those things, those chemicals that cause stress within our body. When you come to a grief yoga class, you are breathing, you're making noise with your breath, you're doing postures, and you're releasing.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's like, let's do some moves right now because I'm feeling my shoulders, everything is a little out of whack this morning when I get up. So,
I truly, out of all of the yogas, the different styles, that is a unique, I really enjoy leading that. It's just such beauty in that room and energy in that room, and watching people, moving forward in their life, trying to move forward in their lives after a loss. So, and loss is not, we forget too that loss isn't just about the physical loss of someone. There's loss in divorce. There's loss in empty nest. There's loss in leaving the military. There's an adjustment. We grieve all of those. We grieve all those things. Retirement.
It's a loss in money, a loss in
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Right. Yeah. So when people come and see me, that's one of the things that I say. There's grief in that. Your life has changed. Okay, you've had a loss. Yes. For sure. Yes.
Oh my God, that is so wonderful. I mean, it's just. Like I say, this when you came and taught the class for the women veterans, again, it opened up my eyes to the benefits of yoga. And like I say, a lot of us, when something is new, we kind of stay a little fearful from trying it. But I'm telling you, once you get into yoga, even if it's just every day, just a basic ritual before you start your day, before you end your day, and hopefully by the end of this show, Laverne will be able to just show us maybe one or two techniques that you can do when you first get up in the morning, just to start your day, basically just by breathing. Yes, we breathe, but I mean, really, really breathe. Yeah. And so that's something we'll be looking forward to.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about your book, Laverne. I mean, you're like I say, you just one of those. What do you call it? Jacqueline of all trades. I
like that Jacqueline of all trades. I like that Jacqueline. Usually, I like that Jacqueline. Yeah,
because you're doing so many wonderful things. And so let's start off with your book about the journey through grief. Here on the stand, what.
So this book, the journey through grief. This is something that accompanies that I use for grief yoga and for people. Let me grab that for you. So let me tell you. So this is a 90-day journal, and even though it says 90 days, you can start at any point. Okay. And typically when we talk about grief and loss, if you've lost someone, usually we will say the first 2 years is what they call early grief. Don't ask me why, but the research kind of shows those first 2 years can be a huge adjustment if you have experienced, some type of significant loss. And so the journey through grief is is a journal that has scripture, a grief quote, a breathing exercise, and then a yoga posture that you could do daily. You don't have to do it in any order, but it's just kind of a guide. A lot of people ask me, after they take a grief yoga class or when I'm in session, well, what can I do? Or, that breathing exercise really helped me, because we will do various breathing exercises. Excuse me. And I will tell them that, it's all in this book. And so, on a day that you're not feeling too great, you're experiencing not too great of feelings, you can just take this book, open it up, do a posture, do a breathing exercise, read a scripture, pray, meditate, sit on that scripture, do a quote, and then there's a space for you to journal what you've experienced after that. Right. And so that is what this is. And it's 90 days. And again, you don't have to do it from beginning to end. You can pick it up and do it at any point. Right. So 90 days just sounded good.
I love it.
And I wrote that book because those were all things. Thank you so much. Those were all things that I did to help me process my own grief. Yoga was has been a huge part in my healing these last few years. Meditation is good, just sitting still. And of course, if you're Christian, reading the Bible, and then just those quotes of encouragement, and then you're journaling for reflection. So everything that in this book is all things that I have done and still do to help me process grief, because grief, it doesn't end. It's ongoing.
Right, and that is not only is that a wonderful gift for a loved one or family member or what have you, because a lot of times, we give sympathy cards or we send flowers or things of this nature. But this book would be a great gift to add. To give as a gift, like I say, for someone that's passed in your life, and give you a chance to be able to sit back and as you're going through, like you say, the first 2 years of grief, to relax, relate, and be able to have some type of guidance to take you through. And so, what about the Boldly Beyond 50? I really enjoyed the title. I really enjoyed the book. Just very well written. And so what advice would you give for our women that's over 50 to go along with the book?
Well, don't stop.
Yeah.
Keep going. We have a lot to offer beyond 50, and our wisdom and guidance is very much needed. And this is also just a book of continuing to believe in yourself, because we are not done.
Exactly.
We all have talents. We all have gifts, and the world needs them now more than ever. And so Boldly Beyond 50 was a chapter that I I contributed chapter to this book with the creator Linda Hausler, who is also a veteran. And there's even a couple of more veterans that are in there. But this book is stories from Black women that are older than 50 that are still going strong, that are still doing things, and that are still doing things to make a difference, or living out their dreams, or living off their goals. Because again, like I said, we are not done. We are very boldly beyond 50, not tired beyond 50. We are boldly beyond 50, and we have a lot to share.
So why is it, Laverne, that the society think that 50 is supposed to be your retirement age or what have you, when by law, hello, you can't retire till you're 67. So I don't understand why they emphasize 50 as if we should be shut down somewhere, or
slowing down or whatever. I wish I wish I really, really had the answer to that, because you're right. When you're thinking about it, most of us are going to be some of us are working beyond, even 60, even 70. I know people that are very much and very active and are working jobs and starting businesses or doing new careers. I wish I really, really had the answer to that. I think it's just something that just has not changed. And, I think too, a lot of people start to think, I don't know, whatever, 50, what? We see us as starting to use our looks, not maybe starting to care, that's a societal thing.
Exactly.
Because we don't start to, if anything, we get better.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
We get better.
And wiser.
Exactly. I think very much so. In looks, we mature. Our face, just starts to full and glow because we've got wisdom. We've learned the lessons, right? We have the experience.
Yes.
If anything, we get better. Yeah.
And we learn we can't stay out and party all night long and try to go to work.
We go home and get some rest. So that's what makes it even better. Right?
You start you start relearning, respecting those 8 hours of sleep.
Exactly. And that makes a difference.
Right. But like you say, with the 8 hours of sleep, I mean, you're right, your skin tone get better, whatever.
Energy,
so
yeah.
It just amazes me. Like I said, you see the balloons and stuff, 50 over the hill or whatever. So yeah, but
over the hill, but on down to the other side to other things, right? Good things,
exactly,
right? Yeah. We need to reframe that.
Yeah. And so now, with the grief yoga and the other yoga classes that you offer, Laverne, how would the viewing audience know how to get in contact with you to possibly come to one of your classes, or do you do private instructors? I mean, so tell us how to get in contact.
Absolutely. So my website is LaverneSantangelo.com. Mm-hmm. As I was, I'm a private practice therapist, and I take most insurance. I take private insurance. I take Medicare. I do take Medicaid also. So I do take insurance, sliding scale. I specialize in grief, depression, anxiety, and women that are going through various transitions through their life, and also and other things. If people call me and I feel like we are a good fit, I do a consultation. I also, in terms of grief yoga right now, so let me just highlight, really, because I really want veterans to hear this, is that the first Monday out of the month, I am down at the Detroit VA. John Dingle VA. Mm-hmm. I teach a grief yoga class there. Okay. And now, of course, it's free for veterans. And then the last Saturday out of the month, I am teaching grief yoga at the Fort Community Center, and that is free for veterans, also open to the community, and all of that information is on my website, LaverneSantangelo.com. And then I also have a Facebook page, Laverne Santangelo Therapy. You can follow me there to hear all of where I'm going to be, where I'm going to be teaching. I don't have a permanent location. I just I like moving around.
Exactly.
So that everybody has access to this. In the winter time, I teach online yoga, but online yoga, grief yoga. But if you are really wanting to come to in-person, more and more people are coming to in-person. I really enjoy the in-person class because it's that energy, it's that community, and you're like not alone as you're processing your grief. A lot of times it's a tendency to isolate, but come out to an in-person event. But LaverneSantangelo.com, and then Laverne Santangelo Therapy page, which is on Facebook. And also you can follow me on Instagram.
All righty then.
Yeah.
So see what I was telling you, Jacqueline of all trades. She even has all type of multimedia ways to get in contact with her. But if you missed that website and you missed her email address and things of that nature, please follow us on MotownWomen.wva.org, where Laverne information is also on our website. If you need additional information, or like you say, you like to come to one of the classes or what have you, you just go to my website and you link on her name, and you can pull up all her information from there as well. And so it's truly have been such a pleasure to have Miss Laverne on the show.
An honor to be on here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so what we would like for you to do is just do one quick breathing technique or what have you, as we close the show up, just to show the audience.
Okay. I was, as you were saying that, and I was thinking about that, is one of the breathing exercises I'm going to show you is Bumblebee. that seems to be a really popular one. A lot of people have told me in the class that Bumblebee is a breathing technique that really helps them, right? And it kind of has a strange name, but the reason why is because there's a humming. And so what you can do is, and what Bumblebee does, it really helps you to slow down your breathing and kind of reset, the central nervous system and that vagus nerve, which we can talk about another time. But what you want to do is cover your eyes and put your thumbs in your ears, and you just want to hum. Okay, so cover the eyes, thumbs in your ears, and just kind of a bzzz. And if you inhale, exhale, reset again, and you should feel a calm. So try that, Alexis.
Okay.
Do we have time for you to just kind of try that real quickly?
No, I'm going to try it offline because we have to close up. But thank you for that. And for those of you, like I say, it's just a little morning ritual you do every day. And I had to get me a T-shirt or something to say Bumblebee, because you know what I mean. I want to be able to get my little technique going on in the morning. So again, we want to thank Laverne for being on the show. It was very enlightening. I've learned so much, and even though we've been friends forever, I mean, you can never. She's a wealth of information. So I really, really appreciate it. And so again, if you would like to advertise with the Detroit Native Sun, please call if you're trying to reach new clients, or again, you just want to promote a new product or what have you, because we appreciate Valerie Lockhart for allowing Motown women veterans to have this platform to reach out to our female veterans. Because again, this is something that's very rare and unique that we do have for our female veterans. And again, if you'd like to make a donation to Motown women veterans, as we host different events for our women veterans and continue to bring you resources, please look at our website again. That's at MotownWVA.org, and we appreciate everything you've done, the support that we've received so far, and we definitely appreciate your ongoing donations. And again, thank you so much for attending the show, as we will have members from the WAC Battalion to come in next Tuesday, to talk about the different programs that they're offering. So Miss Vivian Vanetta Frost, she is the president, and we will look very much forward to seeing her. So again, thank you, Laverne, and
I look forward to coming back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't forget now.
Thank you. Namaste, y'all.
Seeking out my sisters, one after one, finding my footing after I laid down my gun. Just wanna be valued for all that I've done. Millions of women have served their country, and I am one.
Women military veterans often find themselves undervalued compared to their male counterparts, both during their service and after their departure from the military. Support systems and services tend to prioritize the needs of male veterans over that of female veterans who look to find their footing after their military service. Resources tailored to the unique challenges faced by women veterans are scarce, leaving many without the necessary support. This lack of recognition and accommodation for female veterans not only undermines their service, but also intensifies the difficulties they face in reintegrating into society and accessing essential resources. Motown women veterans have made it our mission to support and uplift female veterans, whether they are transitioning from active duty or have served their nation long ago. Together, we honor their legacy and ensure they receive the care and opportunities they so richly deserve. We salute our women veterans who have fallen before they got a chance to rise with honor.